In 2013 and 14, several Metro Vancouver restaurants tested out separating their food waste for collection for composting. It was part of a pilot project led by their business associations, and the amounts collected were recorded, along with how well it worked, or didn't.
This bin is actually quite full today. For them, that's really, really good.
In Langley, Candace led the Aldergrove Business Association's Waste Diversion Project. She convinced 15 businesses to take part, ranging from a large store and warehouse to several mom-and-pop shops.
You know, you never really pay attention to what goes into your garbage until you start to separate it and you see it for yourself. And it's a stinky job. I go through their garbage, but I do it nicely, like, oh, you can separate this to recycling, or this goes into your compost.
For almost 2 months, Candace helped each week to collect and weigh the waste.
Thursday afternoon, I personally go around to about 6 to 7 of the businesses, and then I bring it here and I weigh it.
When food waste composts in a landfill's oxygen-depleted environment, it creates methane, which is a potent greenhouse gas. Candace shared these kinds of facts with businesses, but soon realized that intentions and realities didn't always match.
The business owners, they always want the best practice. I definitely believe it's an employee effort, and it comes down to the employees.
On-the-ground practicalities were also the topic for these business association leaders. Sophie, the Zero Waste Challenge organizer, brought them together to discuss how well their 7 restaurants fared in the food waste collection pilot.
Learn that it's not just necessarily the chef in the kitchen that needs to be trained on how to separate the garbage.
Is that what you were hearing as well?
The restaurant owners and businesses also know, I think intuitively, that hauling is not just the only answer.
AJM and Recycling Alternative provided the collection services during the project. Louise Schwartz runs one of the hauling companies. She's very aware that the materials collected will be returned to the food cycle.
The contamination tolerance is very low on a material stream like organics and food scraps. I think this is going to be one of the challenges for everybody, the restaurant owners, the collectors, and as well as how regulation is going to happen in those areas to enforce how we get the food scraps out of the stream.
The weekly food waste collection in this store averaged 1,000 pounds.
Before we used to just toss it in the garbage, but now we separate it, and it's a lot better this way. Once everybody got used to it, pretty easy. So basically anything organic, so like veggies, the meats, cheeses, dairy, dog food, cat food, that kind of stuff. It's basically all food and cardboard and paper towel and so forth.
Even though I provided them with signage, it's still a learning experience for all of the businesses of what you can do. It needs to be functional, quick and easy.
Quick and easy is not the best descriptor for the business's waste hauling contracts.
Some are 5 years, some are 3 years. You can't cancel to go to a new hauler. You have to hit a cancellation window. If you miss it, you roll over until another 5 years or 3 years.
I think a lot of businesses might be waiting for their haulers perhaps to offer them a solution.
They're busy, it's 14 hours a day, they don't want to have to renegotiate contracts. Some businesses are really ready to jump on the bandwagon, and some businesses are going to do it when they're forced to do it.
The BIA leaders recognized, however, that there are waste champions.
We've got a number of new restaurants coming in. Many of them are under 30, and they've already bought into the environmental sustainability. Also, they're not already tied into contracts.
We've always composted. We have multiple bins throughout the kitchen that are all for composting. As soon as we start to train new employees, we show them what can go into our recycling bins and compost bins. We're working really hard at getting to the place we want to be able to, reduce our carbon footprint and really be socially and environmentally conscious wherever we can.
Different procedures and equipment can be an advantage.
The cart systems are really good. You can clean them really easily. You can fit more in your facility, and you don't have to have those big ones in your yard anymore.
Most cities in the region now include food waste collection in their residential services.
You're training people already at home, and then it's just got to come to the business.
Those early adopters will have paved a way, I think, for everyone to see, the benefit of this. And then when the easier solutions come along, the big bulk of businesses in the middle will probably pick it up, and we'll see some change then.
Those businesses that are interested in doing it, most of them are already doing it. It's what we probably knew right from the beginning. It needs to be easy and practical.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get those food scraps out.
That's what we should call the next program. I love it.